Hi, this is Bob Scully, and welcome to another edition of the World Show, Entrepreneurs, the Fiera Series. In a few minutes, you will meet a fabulously successful innovator and entrepreneur in the world of paper. Interestingly, he doesn't believe in the paperless society, but more intriguingly, he believes you can have success on that scale and yet go green for real. And now we meet the entrepreneur who built up Atlantic Coated Papers, fabulously successful, but a man who doesn't believe in the paperless society. That's not so surprising. However, he thinks you can go green in that business and be serious about it. That's quite intriguing. Here he is. David Granovsky, it's always a good sign when an entrepreneur can pass on to the second generation, and most entrepreneurs want to do that. It can't always be done. When it reaches the third generation, it's usually a very good sign of a strong family culture and entrepreneurial spirit. And so let's go back to your grandfather. Atlantic Packaging was the company he started in the Depression, I think.
1945.
Right after the war?
Yes.
And what did it do?
It made, he bought 2 bag machines, I believe, for about $5,000 and started making paper bags.
Wow. And of course there was a market for that.
Yes.
And there still is, in a way. And your father operated that?
Yes, and my father still operates it. He's a young 78, still
Wow.
operates that. And so I'm the young third generation still running around.
But it's a different company. You bought a division from your father.
Yes, the coated paper division.
And why didn't you keep it all together in the family?
My dad was going to work till about 150, so I figured I'd do my own thing, and I bought something in Quebec that wasn't exactly a mesh with his business, and something that I knew from working for him, and decided to grow that in my image.
And paper, it's a cliche, the paperless society, but paper is all around us in more ways than we can imagine. Let's talk about, like, coated paper to me means coffee table books, but actually it means much more. What is your product?
So our product, we coat with plastic. So we coat paper and we coat different wovens and anything to package your product. So we package newsprint rolls that weigh 2,000 pounds, and we'll package your macaroni and cheese. And so it's very big to very small. And then we do roofing underlayments, which help keep the water out of your kitchen on a big storm. So construction
uses paper?
Yes, yes.
And it's a cost-effective material? I mean, we think of bricks and mortar, as they say, and lumber. Where is the paper? If I'm looking at a factory or a house or a building that uses paper, where would it be?
So inside the walls, we have a product that we use with paper and foil to keep the heat inside the house. Mm-hmm. And then we have in the roof, it's actually not a paper base, it's all plastic, which we put under the shingles to keep the water out when the shingle lifts up, and the weather that we've had this year would be very useful to have our products.
And do you compete with the wood guys, or is it really a different niche?
Yeah, not really, not at all with the wood guys.
So you compete with other paper guys?
Yes.
And is it commoditized? Is it low price?
It's commoditized in certain areas, but through innovation, we bring solutions to our customers, either in the products or in the services that we give to try and get away from being commoditized. It's not that much fun to play in a commodity business. So.
And so you have to find clients who are willing to pay a premium, in a sense.
We don't think it's a premium. It's a fair price for what is a better product normally. So, and we work with the customers to find those products.
And my experience of the paper industry, but I guess it's pulp and paper, it's the more traditional end, is that quantities are huge, equipment is incredibly expensive, everything's on a huge scale, including the clients and what they buy. Is that the case here?
Our customers in the paper mill segment, which is one of our 3 segments, are very big, but the prices and the margins are low, so we have to be very competitive to make sure we supply them properly. And since '08, when the recession hit and newspapers shrunk, they've had a very tough time in business. So we've had to adapt by making sure we give them better products, more cost-effective products, and help them to be more cost-effective, because we like our customers to be strong and solvent and to be able to pay their bills.
Yes, of course. And I noticed that in the research, you've not had losses. You've always been profitable, with ups and downs, of course. What's the secret to that?
The secret to that, hopefully, is to keep our ear to the ground. So in 2008, a lot of the paper mills had trouble, and most of them went bankrupt. In some cases, we were the supplier. In some cases, we weren't. So we took a hit there, and by keeping our ear to the ground, we knew that the business was shrinking, and it has shrunk in the last 6 years. So because of that, we've tried to focus not just on paper mills, but to go into other segments that we're not shrinking, like food packaging, construction, that is actually a growing business.
And does that make you recession sensitive or recession proof? Food, I would think, is recession proof. Construction, though, is recession sensitive.
Construction is recession sensitive, but in the roofing business, although you have new roofs for new homes, every 20 years or thereabouts, depending on the warranty, a roof has to be replaced. So there's always constantly roofing jobs out there. So.
And insulation, too, you were mentioning. You do.
Yes, insulation is more for new. So we try and balance it with new, and we're not. It's very hard to be completely recession-proof, but we're relying on the United States to do great things. Canada has been almost recession-proof during this 2008 downturn. So.
And the U.S. is picking up housing-wise.
Yes,
that seems to be the case.
They're cyclical, and we're seeing the cycle go and get to the good side again. So. And
the phone starts to ring.
Yes.
In your case.
Yes, we're launching 2 new roofing products this year that hopefully will catch a great piece of the market. And we've done innovative research. We've done focus groups to try and get back to the key, what the roofer wants, not even what the distributor wants, but the roofer. And that's how we innovate our products, by going to the customer and really the end customer that uses our product.
And where you have also tried to innovate, I believe, is the green priority, which in some companies is actually a cost, at least for now, not a profit source, the opposite, but they still want to do it. And I have the feeling from the research that's where you come down. You want to do this.
Well, we want to be green. My dad's business has been green. I learned from him. My business, and I live green. My kids teach me even more about being green. So we develop not just green products, but we try and live green. So we're moving to a new facility. We'll have a windmill at the facility. We'll have the most cost-efficient lighting. So it's a very clean process. But then we develop green products. So an example of that is we just created a product with one of our main distributors for Whole Foods. And Whole Foods is a real green company.
Yeah, it is.
They mean what they say. So we created a wrap for them that is one of the lowest carbon footprint impacts for them. And that's just being launched probably the last 30 days across Canada and United States.
To wrap food?
Yes, to wrap meat and fish and stuff like that. So they look at everything, and we're there to help them and to work with them, and by innovation and by ideas, we can create great jobs for our people here, and eventually in the United States and then the next expansion.
And does that create a market? In other words, there are people who come to you because you're green, and they too want to be green? Well, Whole Foods is the obvious example. The answer has to be yes. But I mean, are there others out there who are attracted by this? Yeah,
we make an oatmeal pouch today that is green. So there are definitely people that are looking for that. It's not as many people as we would like, but the more innovation that we can have in green or in different parts of our product, definitely the better off we are. And we want to leave the environment for my kids better than when we started, not worse. So we really believe in it from my level and from a company level.
And will people pay a premium on that? If you tell them, listen, we've got the green version and we've got the old version, the green version costs more, but it's green, will people pay the premium?
In general, I would say no. But today, with all the green initiatives that are out there, in many cases, you can do it at the same price or maybe slightly more. So people won't pay a big difference. But if you use your ideas and work with the customer, often you can do green at the same cost of non-green products.
And is the windmill going to be one of these towers that we see along the highway?
It won't be that big because you have to get big permits for that, and some people don't like that. But we're looking at windmill and possibly solar for the new facility, so that we can be extremely green.
And how did you come to this? This is obviously a strongly held belief. And you say your kids help you along. How did you come to this belief?
I've grown up with my dad being a ardent recycler for paper, and it's always been in our house how to do things more efficiently. And I think green with what we're doing today, whether you believe in global warming or not, I believe that we need to reduce the carbon footprint, but more importantly, the pollution, to make Canada and North America as clean an environment as we can. So I live it at home. We have solar for hot water. I drive a hybrid. When I'm driving a hybrid, I drive an electric car. So, and I try and charge it at night when we have extra power. So it's I try and live and walk the talk.
And are we moving? This is another urban legend. You know, the paperless society. Keep hearing about it. You're in paper. You don't seem too worried. But it is true at the same time. Some companies do seem to be using less. Where does the truth lie, do you think?
I think as far as paper for fine papers and emails and stuff like that, people thought we were finished with that type of paper, but it seems that everybody prints 1 or 2 copies. Nobody's quite sure if your hard drive is going to break, which mine did. My computer broke last week, and I dealt with having no computer for a couple of days. It's not fun. But on that paper is shrinking a little bit for sure. But paper bags are coming back. Which was my grandfather's business, 1945, which is still around. Plastic bags, I think plastic bags are going away, and people see that it's not as big of a need to get a plastic bag just to carry it to your car and home.
And it's not green.
It's definitely not green.
And do banks like or dislike this? You're smiling already. Do they like or dislike this field? It's hard asset. It's got factories. Usually they like that. But is that true?
I'm smiling because just February 28th, we paid our bank debt off. Our term debt is finished, so the banks actually, as soon as you stop needing them, they want you to borrow money. So I think they're very happy to lend to strong companies and companies that are growing, especially in North America. They know the business field in North America, and they have lots of money today. People are putting money in the bank, and they don't have enough people to lend to.
But it's the old story. They'll lend you the umbrella when it's sunny out.
Right. So we'll borrow when it's sunny, and hopefully we won't need the umbrella.
Well, David Granovsky, I have a feeling that's going to be the case. And meanwhile, try and outlast your father. If he goes to 150, just keep going in his shadow.
I'm trying.
Right.
It's not easy.
Well, thank you, and long life to you and to Atlantic.
Great. Thank you very much for having me.
Lynn Brennigan and David Granovsky were our guests this week on Entrepreneurs, the Fiera series of the World Show. I'm Bob Scully. Have a great week. Thanks.